Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spiritual Insight Show. I'm Reverend Tiffany White Sage Woman. This show is brought to you by True Psychics Network, TPN TV. If you haven't visited TruePsychicsNetwork.com, I highly recommend that you do so. We have a lot of wonderful things going on. The website changes like weekly, so you've got to keep up with everything. Be sure to check that website out. Welcome everyone who is watching this show live. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this show. You can chat in the chat room with other viewers and with myself. I can see the chat. So be sure to leave any questions that you may have or any comments. They're all welcomed. And if you're watching the show on a replay, I thank you so much for watching, whether it is live or archived. And if you have any questions and you're watching the show on a record, just please know that you could always email me or contact me if you have any questions or any comments. So, all right, beautiful Tuesday in Connecticut. This is where the studio, where I am located. And I'm really happy today. I don't know if she's going to come on to the pop her head in and say hello, but I'm really blessed. Today and tomorrow I have a beautiful, beautiful soul. She approached me several months ago wanting to asking me if she could have some type of internship with me. I was shocked at first because I was like, what? And then it's just truly, truly honored. I am honored. I love that, an apprentice, yay! She is studying psychology major, so she wants to see the holistic side of this, which is really beautiful. So, Kristen, do you want to come say hi? And this is Kristen.
Hello,
wave to everybody. And so I have her. I told her she could pull a chair up and sit and be on the show, but I understand it's a lot. People are camera shy at first, so it's totally understandable. So if you would still offer, you want to pull a chair up, or you just whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay.
I'm gonna take notes over there.
Okay. She's gonna take notes. So I just wanted to introduce everyone to Kristen. So beautiful, huh? Beautiful soul. So I'm very honored, and just it's we learn from each other. We all learn from each other. I don't feel it's really a student-teacher. I think it's more like a teacher-teacher type of relationship, and that's how I view everything. Even with healing, there isn't a healing and healer. It should be healer-healer, because that's the focus. Is healing for everyone. As you give a healing, you're receiving a healing, and it's the same thing. Teaching should be healing. Especially in the metaphysical or spiritual, it's supposed to help you on your spiritual path, right? So this morning, it's been a very busy, beautiful day. And this morning I had to drop off the pup. This is why you don't see Ty bouncing around in the background today. I had to take Ty to the vet for snippy snip time. My goodness. I have to tell you, does anyone else have a hard time leaving your pets at the vet for surgery or for anything? It was just, it's the first time we've had to leave him. And so the look on his face was, I thought I was going to just burst out crying. I would tell him and show him, I'm coming back. You're only going to be there for a little bit. I'm going to come back and get you. And his eyes got real red, and he started to be upset. And, just instantly I could just start crying when I see that. But I was trying to be strong for Ty, and the text there, the vet, they were like looking at him, looking at me, and go, is he a mama's boy? I was like, yeah, he is. I was like, well, he has his mama at home too, his doggy mama. I was like, so, he's spoiled. He's got a bunch of females around him that are protective. I was like, but so that was hard to walk away from. And then I noticed there was another part that kicked in. I was asking myself, do we have a right to mutilate another being? This is an ongoing. Our oldest dog, Foxy, she's going to turn 14 on Thursday. Never got her fixed because I didn't feel like it was the right thing to do. She's an indoor dog. We watch her. I mean, of course she goes for walks. She goes for trips with us. I mean, they go everywhere with us. But I'm just saying is that could make sure she's not going to get pregnant. So we never did get her fixed. And so when we got Gracie and Ty, it's the right thing to do, right? And I don't buy in the whole, they develop health issues if you don't, because Foxy's a prime example. She's going to be 14 and she's still kicking it like a puppy. I mean, come on. So, and healthy. Of course, the way that we treat ourselves is how we treat our pets too. And because I take a holistic approach with my healings, absolutely it's the same thing with the pets as well. All right, so they do get healthy food, and I do put some supplements in regular canned food because I don't want people to feel guilty about, I can't afford this complete raw diet, or I can't afford to eat this way for myself, much less for my dogs. Is put some healthy supplements in, bless the food, and there you go. So, but back to this, I had a hard time with, is it right for us to do this? Animals are another being. What makes humans superior to other beings? Look at how superior humans have been. We have destroyed everything we've touched almost, right? It was like, whatever. So for me, it was an inner struggle of it. It's okay. And then when we got Gracie fixed, and I watched her, the vet probably thought I was crazy when I asked him, the one who was doing the surgery on her, the hysterectomy for a female. I said, this is a hysterectomy. This is big. Is she going to go into depression afterwards? And he looked at me and laughed. He goes, I've never had a dog tell me they were depressed. I was like, do you communicate with them? And he just looked at me like I had a hole in my head and then just kind of walked away. And I was like, yeah. Well, I have to tell you, she did suffer from depression after her hysterectomy. Maybe it was just because of everything. She had it like 3 months after we got her. So it was a new home with her and her pup. She had with her and Ty, and this was a year ago now that we're coming on a year of having them. And so she had a litter of 7 and Ty's the only one. She had all this happen to her under 2. Gracie's just 2 years old. So that was a lot, I think, Gracie went through, trauma and stress-wise. And so she did go through depression. And I was like, that's okay. She's in a good, I would hold her. I would love on her. When I sat on the couch, she would sit beside me, and I would just put my hands on her and just give her some healing, and would heal her scar. And her scar healed beautifully. But it's the emotional scars too, right? Not just the physical scars. Just trying to help her and to just feel better. And she did get through it, and she's happy now. And so it was kind of like, all right, now is the little pup going to be depressed, like, males bounce back a little bit faster than females do. So I think the biggest thing for him was probably just going to be the whole food, because he couldn't eat past 8 last night, so we missed breakfast this morning. So I'm pretty sure his thing's going to be like, you better feed me first. But anyway, but I did have to sit with that too, and going, wow, is this right for me to have this done for him? And it's, I know, just, it is a good thing to do, but I really struggled with that. How many of us do that? How many of us struggle with it? May seem like it's just a simple thing, but we just kind of, wow, no, I don't want to harm someone else. Especially as healers, we are constantly questioning what our intentions are, what we're doing. Is it for everyone's highest and greatest? Don't we do that? Okay, so let me get to the number of the day, because I usually start off with the numerology. And in numerology, we take all numbers down to a single digit between 1 and 9. All right, so we're going to take today's complete date. We always use a complete date for this. So January, which is 1. All right, it is the 13th. 1 plus 3 is 4. And then we talked about this in previous shows. The 2015 is an 8 vibration year, because 2 plus 0 is still 2, plus 1 is 3, and 3 plus 5 is 8. So now we have 1 plus 4 plus 8, which equals 13. And then 1 plus 3 is 4. Today is a 4 vibration. And this is normally a day of being busy and productive. Spending time and effort working in the right direction could net some financial gains for you today. And please know, it's not just money financial, abundance in all areas. All right? It is a demanding day that requires plenty of focus, so don't procrastinate. Oh, darn. A big procrastinator. No. This is not a day for starting new projects, all right? But let's just move further ahead by completing what's already in progress. All right, so this is a great day to complete anything that we have started. Let's wrap some things up. And be careful what promises you make today. You should always be careful of the words that's coming out of your mouth. Be careful of anything that you promise. All right. All right. So, be sure to check out, speaking of numerology, the True Psychics Network website has a magazine. If you click on the magazine tab, Jane Alton is the UK's #1 numerologist, and every day you can see her post, and she posts the daily numerology message for everyone. She taps in and channels the message for everyone universally, and so it's very beautiful messages. So I actually do recommend you check that out. And while you're still on the True Psychics Network website, check out the horoscope tab. The horoscopes this week was channeled by me, yours truly. So be sure to check out and see what energies are favorable for you this week. And yeah, lots of great things. We updated the upcoming the upcoming events. So this is for the active members in the areas. You can see what the members are doing. If they're going to be out in public, maybe you can go and meet them. And it's always fun when you can meet those that you watch. So, all right, let me see. I got some messages coming in. Let me read these. Yeah, I know, right? It's someone else shares the same thing about the same kind of hesitation with fixing your pets, and this one's is cats. And it's true though. It kind of, there's that. It makes a good point. Thank you, Chip, for that. It's the whole mutilation part is the hesitation, but when you look out, like he says, in the alley and can see all these feral cats, that's telling me it's the right thing to do. And there you go. And so just know that it's the right thing to do. Who's to say that I couldn't get loose, and don't know if he'd go too far, but you never know. When a dog is in heat, woo, your cute little baby male dog turns into a whole different creature. So I understand and respect that. So thank you so much for validating that, Chip. That was really beautiful, supporting that. All right, so let's go now to the crystal message of the week. Every week I like to give a crystal gemstone message. And the crystal message for this week is cherry quartz. Very beautiful. And I realized I was like, I have all these different color quartzes that do not have cherry, though. I was like, cherry quartz is really pretty. If you don't know what that looks like, you can Google that or check any of your search engines. Cherry quartz. And this is a stone of relationship and focus. It enhances your intention. This is be a very beautiful, beautiful gemstone in which to meditate with. All right. It helps you with your focus and enhances your intention. And especially not just meditation, but like if you want to communicate with your guides and you want to ask a question. So, and we do get answers. Maybe not as fast as we want to, but we do get the answers. All right. So then the power animal this week is, I kind of had to laugh, but it's hyena. It's hyena. But know that every animal, including insects, have a powerful message for us. Plants and trees, every part of nature, are all different beings living together, right? Trying to survive and live together in harmony. All right, so the characteristics of the hyena is knowing the secrets of the wild, the adaptability, understanding the value of cooperation and community. All right, there's a value to that. And understanding the secrets of the wild is understanding the balance. It can very easily, you see what's called like the dark and the light all the time in the wild, right? But also know that what we think and viewing, again, I'm going to bring up these nature shows, that we used to grow up with when we had TVs that only had 3 or 4 stations. We had the Mutual of Omaha nature show, and we'd watch, and it's like, wow. And then, being young empath when I was young and watching a big animal hunt another one, and it was like, oh my gosh, that's devastating. Don't they feel the pain? And my guides, no, it's quick and painless. And you know that they actually are grateful for that kill, and they take it back and share it with the rest of their community. All right, so it feeds that animal community, and it's very beautiful, and that's where I got to see differently at that time. Was like, oh, that's beautiful. Okay, I'll remember that. And they're like, you got to see past that. Don't let just what your eyes see. You've got to feel it, feel the energy, feel the intention. What's the intention of that? They just didn't kill the animal and then walk away, ruthless and being mean. No, they did that for survival. They ate what they could. They left the rest for the scavengers that moved in. Think about how many communities, how many other animals or beings lived off that one. Were able to survive because of it. So it is very beautiful. They call it the circle of life. Absolutely. Are we excluded from that circle of life? No, we're not. We're not. But we are very much held accountable for our actions. Right? So I didn't do a topic today because I was just going to freestyle it, especially knowing that Kristen is here. Beautiful Kristen. She's over there taking notes, and I told her that if she had any questions, to ask, and that maybe one day when she feels confident enough, she could come onto the show and she could ask me questions. She could interview me if because this is what she's doing. She's learning. I don't really say learning. I think it's more of awakening. Isn't that what it really is? We kind of know the answers, but we've been asleep to it for a long time, and now it's just the whole awakening process. And I love people that do that. Let's research. Let's keep digging and researching and learning. The learning process is ongoing, every day. All right, and so as soon as someone sits back and thinks that they're done and they don't need any more learning or education, that's you're creating a block for yourself when you think that way. because every day are beautiful lessons. And we can ask ourselves too when we go through the whole "what am I grateful for" list every day. And it's like, what new thing did I learn today? And it can be the simplest of things. It could be something that wouldn't matter to anybody else, but at least it shows you that you are on this ongoing process of learning. All right, and so it's beautiful because it's great. It expands who we are in that whole process. All right, so just watching Gracie, and Gracie's looking for her baby. It's okay, Gracie. Oh, she's looking at me. So cute. Turn the camera around. Let everybody see how cute Gracie looks. She's on the couch. She's on the couch chilling. I think that's good though, because because they don't get any attention, and I think she was just trying to tell Kristen just to keep go ahead, keep petting me. That's fine. Oh, okay. So, back to, so another thing I want to talk about is, I wanted to share this with you real quick too, is I was taking an animal psychology course and I finished it. Yay, graduated. So I'm real excited about that and look forward to have to wait to get my certificate, but I'm really glad to complete that. And to me, that enhances the natural animal communication skills that I have. You see the balance. I was doing something for my mind. It was making my mind happy because just let it bite onto something. It's more fresh information. And then, though, the mind understands the importance of working in harmony with the heart, and it supports. Oh, well, I understand. So what I'm reading here, I can relate to it here, from the feeling and from the ability part. It's just nice when they work together. And most of us who love to read, if reading has always taken you into some fantasy land too, we know how to do that. You already got that heart and mind connection, and we understand that the reading does take us to a whole nother world, whether it's learning or fantasy or I always say sci-fi. There's more truth in sci-fi than in nonfiction. Think about this, because these are people who are scared to talk about their dreams or their abilities. So we're going to make sci-fi books and shows. And how many of us sat down and go, wow, it really makes you think for a moment. You're like, wait a minute, there's some truth to this. Make you ponder it, And then the nonfiction, you're just like, really? Whose story is this? And, I always joke with saying history, it's his story. Where's her story? I don't want to hear about him. We know what his story is. What battle, what war. Oh, come on. We're tired of it. The result's always the same. People killing each other. And then we're having to relearn over and over and over the same thing. We're done now. We get it. All right? So, pretty cool, huh? All right. If anyone has any questions in the chat room or, go ahead and ask a question. I'm trying to remember now. Someone had asked me a question before showtime, or this morning, and I'm trying to remember what the question was. She asked me on Facebook, hey, could you talk about this? All right, just hold on, sweetie. Let me see if I can remember or bring it back. The guides will bring it to me if I need to talk about it. So, yes, our reality is so much better, isn't it? I know. We were talking about, I was having a conversation with Chip about aliens. And I know that was such a really powerful topic and conversation with even the students that take any of my courses. and especially with the healing. And it's really interesting because of what society's definition of an alien is. And I'm talking about these beautiful beings that haven't had a life on Earth, and they are here to help us, to assist us on a different plane, on a different level, and it's vibrationally a different plane, much higher. And those who are in the healing field, the holistic practitioners, when they give a healing session, whether it's Reiki or any type of healing modality, you will feel or experience, whether the light beings, the healing angels, you'll feel the angels around, you'll feel these healing beings come in. And they may look different. They can look like beams of light. They can have a completely different shape or look, but don't let that startle you. And don't let your mind try to manipulate how anything should look. Because our mind tries to grasp and tries to understand, and it's okay if you don't know what something looks like. Just enjoy the beautiful energy. It's like when I feel them move in a healing session, I can tell, one, because it feels like the air is being sucked more out of the room when you go into the upper vibrations. And then there's this intense feeling of love and protection. It's just it's hard to even put into words sometimes, but you know when they're there, and they're there to help and to heal, and they show us, they teach us, we learn from them, because of how to complete the healing, or what to do in a healing session, I should say. So it's very interesting. I'm sure we could take a whole show just talking about aliens, and I would say the different realms of them, but there's different understandings of them. And just I'm talking about the aliens that are not in this universe, our universe here. And there's many multiverses in one huge universe, right? So in our realm, I'm not talking about those type of aliens. I'm talking about the aliens that are in a much higher other realms that come and visit us very easily, just like the angels. Angels is the highest vibration, of course, under Creator. They are very high. And most people, I've never met a fallen angel. People mistake fallen angels, or I should say aliens, for fallen angels. No angel, when it's, see again, our mind thinks that because humanity is, there's separation in humanity, that it must be everywhere. That's not true. Alright, that's not true at all. Alright. So we do have other beings that had lived lives on other planets of this universe. Mars was inhabited. And there is proof from NASA that's being leaked now. People posting pictures of the dome cities and of proof that life was on Mars. Well, Mars was before Project Earth. Alright? So there was beings that lived there. Were they human? Did they look like us? Or were they different? Those are alien beings. They are under the same influences we were, with the whole battle between right and wrong, battling separation. They fought. So when people feel like there's an alien that's bad, that's the bad alien. Is pretty much within your same universe. That whole vibration is of separation, not just here on Earth. We're talking about our whole solar system. Alright, now the systems and the other realms outside of us, though, are different than we are. And so if you experience a bad alien, it could be an alien from that past time from Mars. Alright? So it's we all really are alien because, we were put here on Earth. Those who wanted to come. All about choices, remember that. It's all about choice. We always have a choice. And don't ever feel like you don't have a choice. That's the time when you feel like you're being presented with two options. And I would always say that, this or that. Well, I don't like either one of them. Guess what I'm going to do? Absolutely nothing. Until I know which direction I'm going to go on. I'm going to stay right in the middle. Just stay balanced. Just, I don't have to choose. And by not, that's a choice too. All right. But there's always a choice. And so, I don't want anyone to feel like, it seems like someone needs to hear this about choices, because they're on a crossroads and they feel like if they go this one way, there's going to be some drama with this one direction, and if they go another way, then it might not be for their highest and greatest. They're kind of confused about which way to go. Know that you can wait. That's a choice. You can wait till you absolutely are sure. All right. Doesn't mean that you're stopping and in a hold pattern. So you've got this left and right direction. How about, and even if the road, so to speak, ends, make another path. Make another path right in the middle, that neutral path of I'm going to stay neutral until I get more information, until I get more validation, until I feel comfortable that it's to go here or there. All right. So, I don't like people try to sometimes use or control or manipulate someone by saying you have to make a choice and you have to do it now. No, you don't. All right, just know that. They're mean people. No, they're just misinformed. I'm reading the the conversations going on in chat. They're having fun in there. So, all right, that's great. So that's always interesting and fun. And so just work. Always it's work to develop ourselves, isn't it? But it's getting easier and easier, because we talked about Earth coming off of the Earth is no longer on the third dimension. Earth herself is on fifth dimension. And we have many of us who are higher anyway. So now many of us are higher than 5D, in the 5 dimension. So we have a lot of things going on. And it's like layers. Things that's going on in different layers. And it's all very beautiful. It really is, even if what we're being presented in the news is all lower vibrational. It's those that refuse, that want to hold on to their illusional power of 3D and not let go. Well, they pretty much are taking themselves off the playing board, and by refusing to spiritually advance, and it's just going to be an implosion. And we're going to see a lot of changes within this next year. I usually don't like to do a general type of prediction. I'm just going to repeat, though, what they're saying. Oh, my goodness. Absolutely. We're from the future, we're from the past, and from the now. We're all now. Right here. And so, absolutely. Well, okay. So, this is for this next year. By the end of the year, we're actually going to have more communication with other beings off this earth. But it's not going to be scareful or frightful or anything like that. There's going to seem like a lot of people are like the third war, World War III, so to speak. Haven't we already been in that? That's pretty much been ongoing, but no one wants to say it because it's supposed to depict the end of times. Yes, the end of this lower vibrational times, but very, very beautiful new beginnings, higher vibrational. And I know I've said this before, all right, but it's also very beautiful that the Mayans couldn't see past 2012, because that was where they just couldn't see past 2012. The fact that we're still here doesn't mean the end of the earth, but the end of all of us, but that we we are still here. And that humanity is still going strong, that we didn't end in 2012, and that we show that we want to make this right. That's the whole point. We want to make this right, and we're still here. And so it's we should give ourselves a pat on the back, applaud ourselves. Yay! So it's great. It's great. And so just keep being the love and light that you are. And don't compare yourself to anyone else. And we understand that we're all unique individuals. We understand that. But then we fall into that trap of comparing. And it's not just, knowledge-wise, or even, in the holistic field, we see a lot that try to compete with each other. Why? But even just in everyday life, you find that we keeping up with the Joneses, so to speak, or there's competition, or just you pick up a magazine and they show you what their impression of perfect bodies are, and it's that's just crazy. You just stop all of this, that madness, as far as women need to be more comfortable with themselves. And yes, this is a time of the divine feminine rising back up to power. It does not mean we're going from a patriarch to a matriarch. That's going from one extreme to the next. It means we're going back into that balanced state. Remember, there's two aspects in us, a masculine and a feminine side. Remember the medical staff with the two snakes. The staff representing our spine, humanity. The wings, never forget our divinity, our divine design. And the two snakes are going up the staff, masculine and feminine, working together and are balanced. I don't like the newer version. I see some staffs that just one snake on a staff. That's off balance. It really is. Yeah, you're going to need medical attention with that type of symbolism, but so it's even about the men stepping into the divine feminine within them, because many were brought up saying, don't cry, don't show your emotions, don't be a baby, don't wear your heart on your shoulder, on your sleeve, and blah 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 blah. It has nothing to do with that. What the real, you say something like that and we put it in those words, and how it is interpreted by talking to someone, just how it's interpreted is what you're saying is that we need to deny half of who we are. You're stripping down one snake. You're stripping it down. You're making us off balance. No. We need to be balanced. And it's perfectly okay for a man to acknowledge his female side. And so look at even how, like, in with toys and kids, what a big deal it was. It used to drive my dad crazy that my brother would play with Barbie dolls and I liked his trucks. I would sit there and play with his trucks, and why are you playing with boy toys? And look at my brother, why are you playing with girl toys? And it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter, and so it's kind of cute. It shouldn't matter at all. And when my sons were young, if they had, it's kind of cute. My youngest always thought he was going to be a chef, but he had a whole kitchen set. He wanted to cook. He had all the, I'm cooking, I'm doing all the female duties or female stuff, right? And then I taught them how to sew on purpose. I taught them how to sew. I taught them how to do some things on just balance. All about balance. Yes, let's go fishing. Take them fishing. We were in Georgia. I took them fishing. It was funny, and my oldest son didn't want to get his hands dirty. I'm not touching that. It's cute. And I had to recognize that's the feminine part of him talking, and so I didn't force it. I was just sitting there laughing so hard because I was like, yeah, okay, you don't want to get your hands dirty. So we can see that. that. We can recognize those aspects in our own children and the people we love, and just in those around us. And we can honor that. I can tell when the masculine warrior side of me gets out of hand and off balance and tries to make a strong, and I catching myself now and just let's okay, what triggered this warrior to come out. Let's view this from all aspects. Let's view this from the feminine and masculine aspect, okay? And bring myself down. So it's it's really nice when you see this happening with people. You can always tell, and it's great that it's happening because you wanted to just work it out and to work towards that balance. All right. So yeah, I just thought in simple sewing projects because I couldn't sew like my mom. My mom was a great. She could make anything. She was just so talented. She had all those female domestication things down pat. I mean, made me look bad. I just was like, no, I can't do that. But it was okay. It's okay. You got to stick with what you're good with, right? So, and don't force it. But the thing is just to try it. And so I taught them sewing. It was, even if it's so they could do some repairs on their own clothes when they got older. Or just the art of sewing. And we made pillows as a project for, I think it was American Red Cross. And like I said, when we had volunteered with American Red Cross, we responded to fires, and these people were we're left with nothing. And American Red Cross steps in and takes care of their immediate needs. It's amazing when you think about it. They put them up in a hotel, or they take care of, they make sure they have lodging, I think, and it's been a while, I think at least a week. They get your clothes. People who have a hard time with, American Red Cross, where does the money go? I'll tell you where the money goes. The money goes here. You want to sit there and make a big deal about how much CEO makes? I want you to really stop and think about what these organizations do for people. Become knowledgeable by, why don't you volunteer and see what they do firsthand? And then you'll know where those donations go. And there's a lot of great people that also stepped up, made blankets and pillows and teddy bears for the kids that were left with nothing. So my sons, we would make these comfort pillows. And then some other ladies donated blankets. And then another organization donated handmade teddy bears. And so we would give all of this stuff to those kids. And so, and there's a lot of other, the ones I've seen personally, American Red Cross and Salvation Army. Those two are very strong in disaster response. They're right there. They help the communities out tremendously. So, and then I think another thing is Salvation Army gets kicked back for their Red Bucket campaign every year. I'm sorry. After I see what they do, I can't go buy a Red Bucket without putting money in there because they really do help. So how do you want to know who is really helping your community? Get involved. And that's it. Start local. Charity always starts at home. People are worried about global. How do you help globally? I don't know for sure if anything that I'm contributing money-wise is going to help somebody in another country. You don't really know where that money's going, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to help locally, because if everyone helped locally, there'd be no need to help so far away, right? So start local and build from there. Okay, hold on. I have a question here. Sorry. Are there different levels of spiritual insight? Oh, absolutely. There are different levels of spiritual insight. And not that any level is wrong. All right? And it's with your growth and development as well. As to, some people can see and live in one vibration, and some can see in multiple. And it's there are different levels of spiritual insight. And I think that's beautiful. We're all needed together. Fits together like a puzzle. All right? And so it's, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. We shouldn't compare ourselves to others because we all have unique abilities and ways to deliver messages and ways to deliver healing. Okay, so, and yeah. Oh, hello. Yep, Willow Ann, thank you. We know who you are. Yes. Yes. Another very beautiful, powerful healer. And, yeah, very nice. So just seeing everybody in chat. We got a full house today. Yay! So many beautiful, talented people out there working together. And, you know, that's one of the things I love about True Psychics Network, is that this is a network that we all support each other. And there isn't this competition. We support everyone's unique individuality in delivering spiritual insight. All right. And so listen to everyone's different shows. There are spiritual platforms for everyone to shine. And we know that there's plenty for everyone. There's no need to compete. None whatsoever. All right. And there's abundance to be had by all. So, absolutely. And sometimes you find that the people that compete in the competition, the competitiveness, where is this competitiveness really coming from? Is it an old program? Is it something that you were told when you were young that you aren't good enough? And are you competing with something that was told to you a long time ago? Or maybe even luggage that you brought over in a past life. You're competing with an old form of you. You're competing with, there's just competition all the way around. It's a block, can be a block. So it's good to identify what you're competing with. Who am I competing with? So now I know some people just like I tell you, you want to see the old warrior come up in me? Play a game with me. Because I am very competitive. All right. And I had to ask myself, where is this coming from? It doesn't matter what game it is. You know, whether it's sports related, whether it's a board game, it's all very competitive. My sons can attest to this, because when we would try to play video games with them, and I would break the controllers because I would get so mad and I'm mashing buttons down. So I got banned from playing their video games and their controllers after breaking like 3 of them. They're like, stay away from our system. You're too mean. Yeah, I recognize that competitive part. And I think that's just the old male warrior and the warrior training from the past life. So I recognize where that comes from. And so I just make sure that, it's supposed to be fun. Right? Yeah, and then on top of that, I'm a Capricorn. So, I have to deal with the male energy and then the Capricorn on top of that. So, yeah. So, right. So, if y'all ever meet my sons, you can just ask them about, how many controllers I went through and how many games we would play before they finally said, enough. We're done. Yeah, so that's too funny. Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. It's like, let's really learn more about ourselves. What makes us tick? All right. And when we can be honest with ourselves and laugh at ourselves, no, we're not taking ourselves so serious anymore. All right. And it's okay. No one is perfect. Really, really, really. Those that are perfect aren't on this earth plane anymore. Let me just say it that way. So it's we are all here to learn and to grow and to experience. Yeah, they wouldn't even let me touch the remote control anymore. I'm reading the comments in chat. I can't even touch a TV remote control. They're scared, terrified I'm going to break it. No, take the remote from her. So, I don't know why. Okay. Let me see. Is age and greater? Well, I don't think. Or here. That's a good question. Age and spiritual insight. All right. I think age is another illusion because we're timeless. And I've known some mature folks who are just brain cells short. Or a few brain cells short. How do you say that? All right, you're not going to get. I know some older people who you think should be in a wiser elder state, but they aren't. It's like they never grew up. They never got out of adolescence. All right, and then some really the young ones who come in so advanced and they see these things and do these things that just blow your mind. All right, so I don't feel like age has anything to do with the spiritual insight as much as experience and the level of spiritual insight that one delivers or shares. So it's right, spirit is immortal. All right, really. Our bodies are temporary. And so that's when you say age, it's like the biostat of our body. And that really has nothing to do with who we are on a spiritual soul level. All right. And you can tell those who, and it's not separation. We're honoring the whole process. I honor my temple. All right. Those of us who embrace, and notice how many of us are looking younger and younger. We don't look our age. All right, we're in these upper vibrations, and we also know that how we look externally is not who we truly are internally. But when you work on loving yourself and working on yourself internally, then that is reflected externally. So when the process is from within to out, this is why the outer appearance then matches that timeless inside. When we worry about stuff outside of us, when we worry about our body, when we worry about things that really aren't for our soul's highest and greatest, it does affect us internally. It can make you bitter. Think about that. All right, so we need to work from the inside out. All right, because it doesn't really work too well from the outside in. All right. So yes, many of our children are highly advanced, especially the ones coming in today. Let's see. So if you've been here on Earth such as 9 times, do you think that is a young person? Do you think that is why a younger person is more spiritual? Or an older person may be here on Earth 1 or 2 times? Let me see if I can understand what you're saying. If you've been on Earth, if you've been here on Earth. Oh, I see. Right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Pretty much like the old soul, I find everyone that's been here more than 30 times on Earth plane, and many of us have. Those who have had a past life for more than 30 lives are old souls, so to speak, on this Earth plane, and we're mastering this. So someone who comes in with maybe 9 lives, okay, they can be spiritually elevated, but they can be socially dumb. Does that make sense? I want you to think about how they come up with these brilliant, because they're still so used to being and living in their light body or in a different body than this human body. This human body is very heavy. This body on Earth is a very heavy suit, so to speak. All right, and it's a heavier feeling than those who maybe have lived in the stars and live in different realms or different universes, and they come into these bodies and it's like, this is very heavy. All right, so they can come up, yes, and this is like the kids today coming in. they haven't had many past lives on this earth, and they are awake. Some can, but I'm saying that most of the ones that are coming in are these star kids, and you can tell. It can be elders coming back who haven't been back in a long time. It's all for humanity's highest and greatest. It's a move in the right direction. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it doesn't, just like, and it's all your level of learning. Everyone learns different too. Learns differently. And so you can all go to school the same amount of years, but there's going to be some who grasp it more than others. And that's okay. All right? It's all right. Again, let's not compete and compare. It's everyone, it's different. Because we're all different types of vibrations. We're all working together. But the beauty is showing that even though we're different vibrations, we're all connected to the same higher source. All right? So they're really good questions. Thank you so much for asking those. Those are great. Great questions. And so, yeah, because we've all thought about that. And I know I've talked about this before in a past show, but, look at society, what's happening, and we are coming back stronger. All right, because we're questioning a lot of things now. We're questioning the healthcare. We're questioning our food source. We're questioning things, and we're not being told. We're not going to listen anymore to just shut up and follow what you're, do as you're told, and to follow these rules and whatever that are made to really restrict and confine instead of for our spiritual growth and development. And so look at the golden indigos, or our elders. And I've talked about this before, the concern. How many of them are on more than one medication? They're so over-medicated. You can see the haze and the glaze over their eyes. What has happened to our elders? Why have we allowed our elders to be drugged and sedated that they cannot give us the wise counsel that they're supposed to? Right? And so now you have and not now, it's been going on for a while, but now you have these beautiful indigo and crystal kids and all these kids that come in and they want to drug them. Where does that leave us in the middle? Oh, wait, though. They're getting us too. How? Now it's medication's not just for emergency. Let's make medication long term. Let's make it maintenance. Medication never be a part of a maintenance program because they're all designed for temporary use only, not for permanent, not for long term use. All right, so this is where we have to step in and make sure that we take care of. Medication is synthetic. It's not real. Our bodies are real. Why would we put things that aren't real into a very real body? A very real temple. We need to honor our temples inside and out, our beautiful bodies inside and out. The body, soul, and mind all working together and vibrating together in perfect harmony. All right, that's the goal. That is all of our goal. And I tell you, when you vibrate, you trigger someone else doing the same thing, and it's like we all connect. Bam, 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 bam. And it's just the domino effect. It is very powerful. It really is. All right. So, yeah, exactly right. Go back to the herb and essential oils. Absolutely. Thousands and thousands of years, you know how old the essential oils go back, and the herbs. It's living in harmony with the land. Right? Yeah. Very, very beautiful. Absolutely. It's going back to that. So, and be careful. There's some people who, there's herbs in capsule form. And some people have I don't want to take a pill. Take the capsule, break it open, put the herbal powder in your food or in something else, and there you go. You take care of that. All right, herbs you can eat that way. You can do that with, and so you can't do that with medicine. You're not supposed to, because the taste, right? Herbs are supposed to enhance the taste and also makes you healthy. It helps you. It works for your healing. It really does. It works all for it. So yeah, exactly. And just cutting back on, stop running and buying over the counter things when you start to feel bad. I talked about this last time. You're treating a symptom. When cold and flu season, I'm just going to recap one more time because I know I went off on this last week, so I apologize for those who heard it last week. It's cold and flu season. Why don't you take things to build your immunity instead? Powerful vitamin C's, and you can make your own with herbs. Absolutely you can. I have a great recipe with the herbal vitamin C. I make our own vitamin C balls. If you want the recipe, message me. I'll be happy to get it to you. And then just taking care of our immune system. All right, take some antioxidants. There's plenty of antioxidant juices. What's a noni juice or any type of those fruit juices that are made to be powerful antioxidants, or they bring out the natural antioxidant nutrients in them. These that we should be strengthening our immune system, not trying to tear it down, all right, with over-the-counter medications that treat symptoms. Once you get the symptoms of a cold, guess what's happening? You've already had the cold. Now it's getting out of your body. It's your body releasing. Why would we stop the body releasing it? It prolongs our healing process. It impedes our healing process. Why would we do that? Our body has tremendous healing abilities as long as we don't get in its way. So, that's my little spiel. All right, I'll message you, Vera, the vitamin C ball recipe. I absolutely love it. And it can tell. It's very powerful. Keeps everyone healthy. All right, and make sure you're taking probiotics. Keep your gut healthy because your immune system, headquartered in our intestines. Make sure that you are being proactive in the maintenance of your immune system, and you will stay healthy. All right? So how about that? Let's work on a strong maintenance program instead of treating symptoms, because you're never really treating the trigger and the main cause. All right? And it does make harder to get spiritual insight when you have blockages all in your body. It's hard to connect because you have holes all in you. And that makes you kind of weak. All right, so we're supposed to be this conduit. Think of a pipe, a conduit. All right, now when we start to get sick, take a drill and drill a hole in it. Take another drill. Okay, and then we get all this light coming out, going in different directions. Instead of being in the conduit, it's escaping. We get sick. We probably can't tune in all the way because we have all these distractions from these holes and these leakages all over the place. All right, and it does make it difficult to tune in. And so for our own spiritual advancement, absolutely we need to take care of ourselves. Mind, body, and soul. All right? Always ask. There's sometimes you might in the mood to eat something. Does your body want it? Does your mind want it? Does your soul want it? Do you get 3 yeses? Go for it. All right. And so for those that I don't want you to feel guilty, they did. I'm sorry, I don't remember who the poll was by, but they did a poll, conducted a poll that those who eat healthy organic lifestyle is only an 80%. We're still going to get a small percentage, and you have to know that. It's impossible to have 100% unless you're living off the grid, growing your own food, and that's it. All right? And that's okay. Is it realistic for big communities like this? Don't beat yourself up over it. Because as long as you're doing the best that you can, that you're being aware, read labels, and you're being aware of what you're consuming and blessing everything you consume, you're going to be fine. You're going to be absolutely all right, okay? So thank you so much for taking time out of your day to sit in the sacred circle with me. And each and every one of you, thank you for your love and your healing, as I hope that you have received the same. And be sure to tune in next Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, for the next Spiritual Insight Show, only on TPN TV. Many blessings, everyone.